I just want to stay right here in this moment. And so this video begins, this adventure begins in Rocky Top, Tennessee. I'm stopped here because right here, this old video store, which still has the sign, you can barely see it in the shadows. Check that out. Movies, movies, movies. Wait, hold on. There's a railroad truck. That's cool. Welcome to Rocky Top, Tennessee, formerly known as Lake City. On November 14th, no, I'm sorry, November 13th, 2014, our friend, our pal, I miss him very much, Adam the Woo, started a video right here in front of this video store. You can go back and watch that video. I will actually pin that in the description below, but I want to talk about that. There was a movie filmed right here in this area called King Kong Lives, and Adam was stopping here to check out the filming location. I'm gonna go check out that filming location, but I just wanted to share this memory. This is one of those videos. It was back when he was doing the continuous unedited vlogs, and it's about a 19-minute watch, and it's cool that this sign is still here today. Adam was talking about this and the movie. He was saying how King Kong Lives, which is a sequel to King Kong, basically King Kong 2, 1986, Linda Hamilton. He was saying it was one of the worst movies ever made. I agree. I actually found out about this because a little ways back that way is Brushy Mountain Prison, where we just were. And a couple weeks ago, John and I from Exploration Unknown, who is also a friend of Adam, has done many videos in this area with Adam. We were driving by here and he said, Adam made a video here. And I had no idea. I had missed that. And he explained that he was out here showing the King Kong Lives filming location. So that's how I knew about this. Also, I knew about this video store because I had shown it in a video back when I first moved here. I did a video on the Coal Creek mining community, the dark history of the coal miners. We are among coal mine capital right here in Tennessee, and I showed this not knowing that Adam had shown it over a decade and a half ago. So that was cool how that all just came to a point. And that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to start up the video here, was to remember my friend. I know he's been here. I miss him very much. I know you guys miss him very much. So I'm going to break down this filming location for Adam, and then we're going to get going on this adventure. All right, so I moved over the railroad tracks. There's the video store. This is actually the parking lot of a Dollar General Market. Back during the film in 1986, this was a Piggly Wiggly. Always have fun saying that. And you don't actually see the Piggly Wiggly. You see its sign, which it's still the same sign. I'll get there in a second. I want to first put in a screenshot of right here. So what's going on in the movie is the army is flying over in helicopters. The National Guard is here. It is mass hysteria. King Kong has come to the mountains of Tennessee, and you can make out this bridge in that screenshot then and now. The camera was shooting from a crane somewhere over the road. You can see the 25 West sign then and now, like right over here, as in the movie back in the 80s. Also, you can match up the hills and some of the roofs of the houses in the background, the road signs. Again, we'd have to be way up on the crane, kind of looking down at the bridge. It's just a similar angle. Not much has changed here in Rocky Top. So here's the camera angle you don't see in the movie. Right here at this intersection, there's the bridge. Hello, vlogging here. The sign is kind of a silhouette. It's in the shadows right now, but notice the shape. I'm going to put the screenshot into frame. Get a little closer for you so you can see what's going on down the street. That is the same sign. The shape has changed a little bit, but if you look, you got the larger sign, the smaller sign, and then two small signs. Just keep in mind, we're a little past the sign now, but here you go, the intersection as you see in this scene. Have you watched it lately? Well, I did watch it the other night, and I tell you what, it was fun, it was entertaining, but yeah, I think Adam made the joke like it was considered King Kong 2, and he referenced it being like taking a number 2. That was some Adam humor right there, some toilet jokes. I love it. I miss him very much. Cool to be out here and to recognize he was here and to remember him by doing something he loved, sharing filming locations. That's something Adam and I shared. We both love doing that, and I always talk to him about movies. So there you go. King Kong Lives, filmed right here in Rocky Top, formerly Lake City. And here's an official intro. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome if it's your first time. I am Tampa J, and today I'm heading a little ways north here of Rocky Top, actually northwest. There is a town called Rugby. Yes, like the sport. And it might be a coincidence. It's going to be part of the fun. It's always part of the journey to figure out why towns are named the way they are. But I know this town is stuck in time, and it's stuck in Great Britain. We're going to a Victorian British town in Tennessee. Wait till we get there. I saw some pictures of this. There's some stuff to see there. The UK has come to East Tennessee. Let's go check that out. That's going to be the video. There's always much ahead. Let's go. And to get to Rugby, we actually have to pass through the Cumberland Mountain Range here in East Tennessee. I'm really liking the Cumberland Mountain Range. It is less busy and just as beautiful as the Smoky Mountains, and still considered Appalachia. And now I've traveled about an hour or so from Rocky Top. We are on State Road 25, about to turn off here on Rugby Parkway. Big South Fork National River and Recreation also down that way. And this is a Discover Tennessee Trails and Byways sign, noting that we are still amongst some Manhattan Project history, top secret stuff going on out here in East Tennessee. Love it. I just want to point out that I am wearing a light jacket today, but I am aiming to take it off. It is warming up. It's going to be in the high 60s today. As you can see, it's beautiful. The sun's shining. This is a perfect day for this type of adventure. And just down the hill, check this out. Looks like an abandoned roadside store of some sort. That's right up our alley. And this is just before this bridge. And I see an older bridge over here to the right. Let's check that out. And right there is the bridge I just crossed. The current bridge, and check this out, standing before the old bridge. Keep out. So the way I came, this thing is very old, and looks like it was a car bridge. The old bridge, the new bridge. This is cool. This is a cool find. Keep out, warning, gas pipeline. Oh my gosh, there it is right there. It's just going over the bridge. Now, I wonder if they put that after they close the bridge. I can't imagine cars driving next to a gas pipeline. Look at this, all grown up. Maybe they just use the bridge after the fact. You can see it's a wooden bridge too. It's all rotted out. Wouldn't want to take a car across it now. And it dead ends like right before a house there up on the hill. Look at that Appalachian water down there, that mountain water. So clear. I wouldn't be afraid to take a drink if I had to. It's very tranquil. And there is a little road before you get to the top of this road. You can barely make it out, but this was a road, and there's something metal just kind of sitting on it. Okay, so this was suspended up in the air. That looks like a platform. And it looks like some sort of a hoist or pulley. I wonder if they use this to build the bridge and just kind of left it out here. There's like a ladder. There's metal pegs up the side of it. Yeah, look at this. Oh wow, you're not moving that thing. They just left this out here. Here's the cable and the pulley. It's not gonna go. That's definitely some sort of a hoist. That's random. Just sitting here off this old road next to the old bridge. And we have a sign here, Historic Rugby, 1880s British American Village, gateway to the Big South Fork National River and Recreation Area. So I'm starting to see some very Victorian gingerbread style houses. Look at that. That's a beautiful home. It looks new, but that is very old. 1880s. Okay, to show you what's going on, I parked down this gravel road a little to the right. It said visitors parking back that way, so I parked there, and now I'm walking into the Victorian town of Rugby. You can see right here, that is a very old home, and it has been recently restored. It looks great. Let's head up to the front. I have entered historic Rugby. Sign says founded 1880. I'm going to do a 360 here to show you what's going on, and then we're going to dive into the history and explore this place. There's a visitor center right there and theater. This is part of the National Park, U.S. Department of the Interior, Big South Fork National River and Recreation Area. Over here, several homes. There's a historic sign there, and then behind me, there's an old church, and then there's another church down this way. There are many buildings in this British town. This house over here is currently being renovated. There are people working on it. And this sign before the drive says, founded October 5th, 1880 by noted English novelist, statesman, philanthropist, and reformer, also an author, Thomas Hughes. Rugby was named for his English alma mater. The agrarian class-free colony offered new prospects to second sons of British gentry and others. The village featured a church, free public library, school, cooperative commissary, public parks, trails and gardens, a newspaper, drama club, tennis club, and cornet band. It's that sounds like a commune to me. This is pretty rare. This is pretty wild. You got this little British town in the Cumberland Mountains in Appalachia, a commune, and it's currently stuck in its original form in the 1880s. That's what we're exploring right now. Now, I don't know if we're going to be able to walk inside these houses or how close we can get to them, but we can definitely check them out. I was doing a little more research. It says we are situated in Morgan and Scott counties near Big South Fork. The purpose of this place was to allow British youth to farm and work with social stigma attached to such labor in England at that time. So they basically just brought that over here in East Tennessee. Today it operates as a living village with guided tours, restored homes, and a visitor center. So you can actually take tours here. So we are just an hour away from where my grandparents were born So we are just an hour away from where my grandparents were born in Albany, Kentucky. I have a lot of Anglo-Appalachian heritage. I've talked about it, my Ancestry.com pilgrimage before, but I have a lot of ancestors from this area. And I don't know if they came through here or knew of this place, but I am so fascinated with this history right now. So I'm going to I just wanted to let you know that we are getting close to where a lot of my ancestors are from. Construction. Cool that they're restoring it. I am heading towards the visitor center / theater. There's also a map over here. Let's check out the map. Check out the layout. Wow, that's a big schoolhouse. Okay, so this portion of the map in this rectangle right here is the Rugby Colony Historic District. We are right here, and then they've blown that up down here for you. So wow, there's a lot of stuff around here. Maybe we can get a map like this inside the visitor center. This would be very helpful. If they don't have that map, I got it now. Technology. Take a screenshot, make it last longer. It also breaks it down right here on this sign before you walk in the visitor center. Film and guided tours, theater events, hiking trails, historic lodging. Oh wow, you can stay out here. And museum shops. Historic Rugby, Tennessee photo opportunity on the front porch of the theater. They've got the garb of the era. Victorian. Guy's got his top hat, of course, and he's got his stogie. That's what Adam would have called it, his stogie. And there are some tapestries of photos and celebration hanging here on the porch. 1966 to 2016, this attraction celebrated its 50th anniversary. That's wild. Here it is in the snow. It probably looked like this last week. Explore the haunted side of history year-round. They have ghost tours out here. Now that's right up our alley. I didn't know this place was haunted. Oh no! I just got haunted. It's closed! Oh! Scary. Alright, it says closed, but I do hear people in there. So I don't know, maybe they forgot to flip the sign. I'm just going to take a peek in. Okay. Oh, I saw a figure in the... Oh my gosh, that figure scared me. Oh, wow. Okay, that's a cardboard cutout. That is creepy, dude. It looks like a museum. I do hear people in there, but the sign, it says closed. R.M. Brooks store. Food available in Rugby. This is up the road, so we'll go here after. That looks awesome. Old Gulf gas station. General store. We're there. And here is a photograph of British author and social reformer Thomas Hughes. The man who can be credited with this little Victorian British town. Newbury House, somewhere in town. Got a photo of the inside of it. It's a really beautiful home. Let's go find the Newbury House. Someone probably saw this, but it says right there in the door, closed for winter. Opening March 2026. So we're just going to take the self-guided exterior tour today, but that's all I was hoping to see was just the town, so that's okay. We won't be going in any of the buildings, but you can come March. So thanks to that map I took a picture of over there on that map, I'm going to be able to do a walking tour. Now there are 33 structures on this map picture I took here. I'm going to do my best to show you as most as possible. I don't think I'm going to hit all 30, but the ones that we are able to walk up to, I'm going to show you what they are, and maybe we can find some history. This is the schoolhouse, and this is part of the guided tour. If you take the tour, it notes that on the map as well. It says right there it was built in 1907. This is the best angle to show you. Here on the opposite side of the elevated side of the road. This church is, checking it out on the map, number 3. This is the Christ Church Episcopal Church. And when I close my eyes and think of a country British church, although I've never been to Great Britain, I still imagine something like this. Maybe we can get a little closer as we cross back over the road. That's so cool. Yeah, we'll get a little closer, but I'm going over here because there is another church. Love the red tin roof. Wow, that's beautiful. I think this was a church. We're about to find out. I haven't checked the map yet. There's something written on the doors. Have you made it out yet? It's in that old 1800s font. Oh, this is the library. Cool. Opened October 5th, 1882. Hughes Public Library, named after the founder of Rugby and author himself. I'm sure at some point in time, you could find his books right here in the library, and you could even check them out. Walking around the backside, as you can see, there are so many trails around Rugby and through them, as I see on the map. So maybe we'll walk down one of these trails. You never know what you might find. I like that the steeple has like a clover. The window up there is like a clover shape. There you go. You see it? I zoom in there for you. Doesn't it look like a clover? It's a cool turret. Never seen anything quite like this building. Okay, so the house I first showed you as I was slowing down coming into Rugby, it's right through the tree line right there. That is the Walton Court house, and it is noted on the map that it is a private residence. So I'm not going to walk too further down the road. As you can see, there's no trail. I'm going to cross the street over here by the church, see if there's any houses down that road, and then I think eventually I'll walk back to my car, because this place has a lot of area that I can get to by car, it looks like. I just want to point out, it's kind of an advantage that a lot of these places that I'm coming across lately, and you know if you've been watching, are closed for the winter, because we get basically an exclusive experience. No one's out here but us. I've done a lot of stuff lately where it just feels like a ghost town. I love that. Yeah, it's an advantage. Okay, yeah, I can see more houses down the road. Also, that general store / gas station is somewhere down that way. So we will definitely get back in the car. Looks like this church has handicap parking. That's good. They have a lot of parking. I think the gate. Oh, we might be able to open the gate. That's cool. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, nice. Check out the shrubs. This is a cool pathway. Wow. That's beautiful. Just letting the camera roll. As I get closer, I can make out the font above the door. See the bell tower? I'm going to stop and zoom in on the bell. Cross. Imagine if it went off right now. It'd scare us. There's a postcard, and the sun's coming out. All right, a little closer. I think we can peek in the front door. Christ Church Episcopal Rugby, established 1880. One more time up here now that we're closer. There's another cross right there. It blends in with that round window. You can hear the construction across the street. Okay. Take a peek inside. See, some old glass, dude. It might be original. Dude, it's blacked out. I can't see in there. Okay, maybe I can see in the other glass. Yeah, that is blacked out. I don't know if you can see it here. We're gonna try. Oh, there you go. I can make out the pews. It's very shadowy for me. You guys can see it better than I can right now. What do you think? That's what you would see if you're sitting in those church pews looking up at the pastor. Beautiful stained glass. I see some more clovers in there. I see some grapes. Wow. This looks newer. It could be old, but it looks newer. But it definitely goes with the church. Yeah, I think this is a newer building. So this building right here is not on the historic Rugby map, so that is not as old, although it looks old. Not as old as that church. Okay, look at this. Now this was the door that the pastor entered the church. Oh, there you go. I should have came over here sooner. Wow. Okay. That's amazing. So I recognize this from a picture I saw. Yeah. Breathtaking. All right, so right here's the church. It looks like there's nothing down Cumberland Avenue, so I'm going to go get my car and head this way, which is north, because there's a lot of stuff to see north of here. And this house that they are working on the corner, now that I have the map, I can tell you that this was Kingstone Lyle's house, and it is part of the tour. I love this old antique fence too. I'm going to walk around the front to show you. And it actually says Kingston Lyle on that sign above the door. It looks like they built this yesterday, but no. Ooh, it's coming up on 150 years ago. It's hard to imagine that. You can really see the age of it though up there in the brick of the chimney. And this is Percy Cottage. Looks like they just redid this one and now they're working on that one. Would love to live here. It'd be a cool house to live, right? And right there is where I parked. Also the trailhead, as the sign notes, is down there. This is noted to be the community center. All right, I got a little closer over here in the shade so you can actually see the building. This is on the historic Rugby map. This is Leicester Hall, and it is one of the historic buildings. This was their community center. So this is most likely where they had a bunch of town meetings. And it looks like it's decorated in there, like Victorian decorated. Okay, I'll peek in the window. Startle some ghosts. Oh yeah, cool. Fireplace right there in the middle. Still decorated for Christmas maybe? Wow, imagine if these walls could talk. And here's an old rake. I bet it was used on one of the farms out here in Rugby. All right, I'm back in my car, but I'm noticing there's a walking trail here specifically so you can walk and foot tour these historic homes. Now there are some that are inhabited, like this one. There's a lot of stuff on the porch of this one. That is the Alexander Perigo house. The Perigo house, according to my historic Rugby village map. Someone's living there. And it seems I have found downtown Rugby. Check it out. Quite a few historic buildings. They're also restoring that one. This right here, we'll start with this one. This is the print shop. Rugby Printing Works. This is where the newspaper was printed. Also, there's another big building over here. Yeah, that's being restored as well. That is the Harrow Board Canteen. Oh, I think they're building a restaurant. That's going to be a restaurant. That's cool. That's great to add to this attraction. Someone made a log bench there. I'm just going to peek in the door here. You can see the old letter slot. You can see the age of the door as we get closer. Rugby printing. Take a peek in there. Oh, I see the wood burning stove. Oh, cool. It's all set up still. That's amazing. Wow. We are really frozen in time here. Another time machine vlog. Ghost Town Rugby. Got the old boardwalk sidewalk. And this right here is the Board of Aid. No pun intended. Take the board to the Board of Aid. Board of Aid to Land Ownership. So the real estate office. You can hear the crows calling. Makes it even spookier. It's got power. And then right next door, oh, it's a gift shop. Victorian Gifts and Stationery Rugby Commissary. So this was the Rugby General Store. And if you come out here when they're open, it's still a general store and gift shop. And it looks like they are embracing the Tennessee Heritage Trail. I see a sign over there. Here's an old photo. These two buildings in the snow, closed for the winter. Darn, thank you for supporting historic Rugby. I wonder if that was just taken. Again, like, if this were open, we'd obviously go inside and check out everything, but there would be people in here, and you couldn't get this experience. Now, how about a Victorian Christmas here in Rugby? I think they have an event. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say they do. It would be cool to get like a snowy Victorian Christmas up here in the Cumberland Mountains. And British. I think they're drawing attention to their crowd around here. I've never seen an elderly people crossing. And I grew up in Florida. If there wasn't anyone out here working on these buildings right now, we'd be the only ones here. I'm gonna read this sign over here. It's so quiet. It's so quiet. I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. I don't know why I'm whispering. Please give the video a thumbs up. So this sign says that this Perigo Alexander boarding house, I remember that name. Right here is some old photos. Oh, this is this house. This image of Samuel Logan Alexander family in the side yard was probably taken around 1905 to 1906. The family later moved to eastern Kentucky near Wilmore. Yeah, that's that. Okay, you see this round kind of rotunda? Here's some of the old fence. It's probably not original, but those posts are probably in a similar location. They're standing right there. Photo was taken out here. That's wild. That was 111 years ago. Ora Perigo is seated at right in this interesting 1901 picture that demonstrates her interest in plants and gardening. The lady with the fiddle is undefined. You can definitely see there's two entryways, two families living inside here. Some unique history. Yeah, they're building a ramp. I'm guessing they're going to get this open by the spring. Welcome to the carriage house. Mission matters. I like the use of yellow. Reminds me of my 10th great grandfather's place in Beverly, Massachusetts. Same color. Reverend John Hale. That one was built in the 1600s though. Okay, here's the front door. Oh, it is a private residence. It says it right there on the door, so I won't go too much closer. It says Onderdonk, Ondrdonk cottage. So the carriage house was built for a family called Onderdonk. I like that name. I've never heard that name, Onderdonk. What origin is that? All right, so we are right here. I'm going to take a left on Farringdon Road, and it looks like there's a few houses back here. Let's check it out. Actually, there you go. It's that left right there. Just left past the commissary. Welcome to Newberry House, 1880. Okay, this is the house we saw back at the theater and visitor center. Newberry House. Now, we saw pictures of what it looks like in there. There's an old telephone right there. That's cool. So there are several houses back here. There's one down there that looks to be a private residence. Someone's living in that one. And then there's another one over there. That's a private residence. I hear like a dog howling. Ooh, spooky. Yeah, there's a telephone right there. It's an old rotary phone. Huh. It's for you. No, really, it's for you. The last time you did this. Still, I haven't done one. I heard a gunshot. Might be the construction. If you need lodging tonight, visit the visitor center. Oh, you can stay here. That's cool. And from this angle, house is much bigger than I thought. Wow, that's a mansion. There's a picnic table down here too. On Golden Pond. I don't know why I thought of that. Just did. Classic movie. There's that little duck house. Wonder if there's any little ducks in there. So quiet, dude. This place is a ghost town. And this right here is number 20 on the map. It does say it is private. This is Roralia or Ruralia. Ruralia, however you want to pronounce it. Ain't that America? Pink houses. There you go, postcard for you. Take a screenshot. Make it last longer. Would love to stay here. I wonder if it's haunted. Ooh. I'm getting an idea. And this house right here, also private, is actually rocking the British flag. Oh, that's cool. It's got like a sunroom on the front. Let's look this up. This is number 30 on the map. It is the Lindens. The Lindens. But we could look up the history of the Lindens in Rugby if we wanted to. Love that they're embracing the heritage. There's actually a house further back there, but it says it's a private drive. This is the Adina house, 139 Harrington. This is a private residence. Right, so it just does a loop here. There's a couple more houses back here. Here's one ahead. Ooh, crows. So this is number 27 on the map. This is the Ingleside house. And it is also a private residence. Ingleside, it says it right there. Couple rocking chairs. And then up there on the steeple, there's a very peculiar shape. I don't know if that's just part of the era, but I remember seeing that shape back at the church. Maybe that was like a common symbol? I don't know. Comment below if you know. I like this house. Passing another home here. Getting the map out. I'm just in the road. There's no one coming though. I'm going to stop. Okay, this is number 21 on the map. Hey, it's my favorite number. This is known as the Pioneer Cottage, and it says lodging, so you can stay here. You can sleep here tonight. Alright, so I gotta go back and turn around. It looks like the cemetery, although the sign was on the corner of that lot, it looks like it was down that road, number 17 on the map. Now on the road, another old house here. This is the Oak Lodge. Oh, nice. It's definitely one of the larger of the lodges we've seen. You can stay here. Alright, I stopped here across from the cottage because there's a sign. It says Rugby's Hidden History. We love hidden history. Look across the field toward the left wood line. That is where Rugby's first hotel, the Tabard Inn, stood. So it's like right out in there. Come back to the history. It was designed by Boston architect George Fuller. Here's an illustration. And completed in 1880, just in time for the October 5th grand opening day of the colony. Here's a description from an early colonist memoir. Rugby's Tabard Inn, named for the Southwark hostelry from Chaucer's Canterbury Tales, assumed the appearance of an English club with its excellent dining room, billiard tables in the gentleman's parlor, and tennis and croquet on the lawn. The three-story tabard, with its mansard roof and dormer windows, was entirely encompassed on 2 floors by spacious, ornamented verandas on which the guests could sit and gaze at the mountains or at the bend in the Clear Fork River. It says that the hotel in the Rugby colony suffered a major crisis in the summer of 1881 when typhoid fever broke out. A contaminated cistern near the tavern turned out to be the source. 7 young Englishmen died and many more residents were sickened. The hotel was closed. On December 10th, 1881, Rugbyan announced that, that's the name of the paper, by the way, Rugbyan. That's a cool name. The Hotel Tavern reopened December 1st. It has been thoroughly renovated from cellar to dome and a proper supply of water provided for. Ooh, And on October 16th, 1884, a time when the Rugby colony seemed finally flourishing, the Tavern Inn caught fire and burned to the ground. It was described in the Rugby paper as a great conflagration led by Robert Walton. Colonists carried many furnishings out of the burning hotel. Some survive today in the historic Rugby's ownership, including several pieces of furniture seen on tour at Kingstone Lisle. Hey, we passed that. It also goes on to say a second tavern hotel of imposing Queen Anne style was completed in 1887, but Rugby's heyday had passed and it never financially recovered. It too burned to the ground in 1899. Okay, there's some dark history here. That's definitely some hidden history. It too burned to the ground in 1899. Wow, typhoid and 2 fires, a lot of tragedy. All right, let's see if we can find the resting places of some of the original Rugby settlers. Maybe the ones that passed away from typhoid. Established 1881. That was the year of the typhoid epidemic that they had here. Geo W. Berry. Looks like he was a Civil War soldier. 46, Massachusetts. Don't know if we can make this out. There's an inscription there. Walter Gardner. Born 1853. Buried here 1885. It says down here, this stone is ordered by his son. Can't really make out the rest of it. Perhaps you can see it. He was born in England. Rest in peace and loving memory, Osmond Frederick DeCane. I think that's how you pronounce that. Born in Blumham, England, May 28th, 1851. Died August 14th, 1881. I wonder if he is one of the victims of the typhoid. The date matches up. Someone's left some trinkets for him. He had a cross and it broke off, but it's laying right here. Noticing a stone down here that says Bertram. I have some Bertram heritage in my family way back. I think they're more so in Pennsylvania. And I found the Russell family. Charles Edwin in the center. Nancy Rudy Smith on the left, mother. And Reba and Russell. And their graves are facing the woods here in the back of the cemetery. Now, I believe I read that name Russell at some point earlier in this video, in this adventure. It's definitely ringing a bell, but I'm not so sure what bell it's ringing right now, so that's the reason why I showed that. And this looks to be maybe an infant. It's got a little lamb on it. Never seen a headstone quite like this. The Lord is my shepherd. And then it just says Bessie right there. So I walked around to see if I could find the Hughes family plot, but I don't think they were buried here. I have found Margaret E. Hughes, perhaps family. And then here, Benjamin Thomas Binstead, the priest. 1855 to 1925. Perhaps the original Rugby priest. Okay, so I got a little bit of service. I decided to look into Thomas Hughes a little more, it says that he had 5 sons and 4 daughters. He had 9 children. His wife was Frances Ford, and Lillian, one of his daughters, died on the Titanic in 1912. He was born in Uffington, Berkshire. He was educated at Rugby School, the inspiration for his famous 1857 novel, Tom Brown's School Days. I was trying to figure out if this person was related to him, but I don't see a Margaret Hughes anywhere. Perhaps it could be his mother. So Thomas Hughes died on March 22nd, 1896 in Brighton, England. He went back home, and I found it. This is the mother of Thomas Hughes, Margaret E. Hughes, erected by her sons in memory of true and loving life of 90 years. She is the only Hughes burial in this cemetery. Come last, there's a photograph of this gentleman here. And it looks like the pearly gates right there. It says, Hiram, son of Mr. and Mrs. M.C. Lohorn, born January 21st, 1917, died November 16, 1930, by accidental shot. Our dear Hiram from us is gone. His voice we loved is still. His place is vacant in our home. It never can be filled. Oh wow, by accidental shot. The sun kicked up there. Look at that. Feels good. Rest in peace, Mr. Lohorn. This is a very peaceful place, and I really enjoyed my time checking out the graves and piecing together the history as much as we could. I think I will be back to Rugby for sure, specifically when they're open up. I look forward to getting inside of these historic places sometime down the road, and I will visit more spots. I think we saw enough for today, and I feel like a snack or maybe a beverage. So we're going to head to that general store just on the other side of town. It looks really awesome. And on the outskirts of Rugby here, it says Grey Gables Bed and Breakfast Inn. Welcome, Victorian England and rural America. I'll have to look into that. I'm sure that's a great stay. And look at this, I got you out the moonroof. Coming up on R.M. Brooks General Store and Gas Station. Now that is America. Jackpot. Now this is the stuff I love to find in rural America. At some point this was a legit Gulf gas station. I'm gonna go take a look at the pump as I'm walking over here. They've got like a patio out back. They've got a fire pit. They've got benches, groceries, day goods, notions. I mean, close your eyes and think of a general store and a gas station. I think of something like this. How about you? Contains lead. Says it right there. That's classic. How you doing? Good, how you doing? 2830 is the address. Look, there's an old car door that has a painting of the general store. R.M. Brooks, established early 1920s, Rugby, Tennessee. Take a screenshot, make it last longer. Oh, I'm getting Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibes. The post office, Rugby, Tennessee. Okay, so welcome to the post office. There's a radio flyer on the porch. Used to have one of those. A lot of old tin signs, of course. They have bagged ice. Check out this old door. Classic screen door. Reminds me of Andy's Diner in Spiceland, Indiana. Service dogs only. Hi, how you doing? Okay, there's the post office. Wow, this place is awesome. Smells great in here too. They've got the old wood burning stove in the center, and I'll tell you what, it's working great. I don't know if it's working, but it's warm right here. They have, this is a diner. They have a kitchen over there. I'm going to take a look at the menu. I've already been greeted. Check out the Pepsi Cola and the Coca-Cola coolers, old school. And I just showed what type of person I am. Okay, they got cans, 50 cents in a Coke cooler. And then glass bottles. Oh, awesome. Okay, we got Sprite in here. I think I'm going to do a Coke. And here's a photograph on this calendar from 1964 of C.R. Brooks. It looks like there was a building or a garage, an auto garage off to the right. That's no longer there. There's one of those old pumps too. Alright, so here's the menu. Ooh, they sell breakfast. Biscuits and gravy's probably good here. BLTs, Reubens, ribeyes, big beef dog, hot dogs. Oh, fried bologna sandwich. Ooh, smoked bologna. Maybe I'll go with a bologna sandwich. So this is going. Look at that. That feels great. I remember when I was a kid, we had a wood burning stove that heated our trailer. We lived in a trailer on 5 acres in rural Indiana. This is how Dad heated the house, or heated the trailer. A lot of antiques in here, a lot of glass, vintage glass. Look that they have it color coordinated. Old phones, some more rotary phones for you, and there's a lot of seating. I got it for here so I could sit down at one of these tables. Tiffany's bologna sandwich. Maybe I should have got the bologna sandwich. That's awesome. All right, I've always wanted to do this. Check it out. Oh, one-handed. Look at that. Okay, first sip. Made with real sugar. I think this is still an active post office. Whoa. Yeah, this is still active. And I'm gonna sit over here and eat my burger. I got my burger there. And the way it works is you eat and you pay on the way out. This almost looks like a church over here too. Especially with the Last Supper and the stained glass there. Ooh, there's a buck on the wall. Got some taxidermy. Check out the old Pepsi sign. This church keeps on following me. Look at that. It's a little canvas portrait. You also got the general store. I love that they have local artists, crafts, souvenirs you can buy in here. And all of these tables are old doors. They just have glass on top of them. I'm gonna sit in this one right here. Hey, this reminds me of Cracker Barrel. I'm gonna eat my cheeseburger right here in this light. Lights it up a little better for you. Okay, this is a thick burger. Look at that roadside cheeseburger right there, nice and greasy, just like the way I like it. I just got pickle, onion, ketchup, and mustard. It's typically my go-to if they ask me. If they don't, I just go with the flow, whatever comes on it. Pickle, onion, ketchup, mustard, and cheese, of course. That is a classic American cheeseburger right there. The pickles, the onion, fresh, can't go wrong. Roadside cheeseburger, America. I want to stop and have every cheeseburger. Well, I don't want to make that. I don't want to make that a thing. But occasionally, if I find a place like this, I'm going to try the cheeseburger because I found a gem. I just want to stay right here in this moment. Ain't that America? Take a screenshot. Make it last longer. Just a couple more bites left. I looked up and I saw this. Florida. Auburndale. Definitely been to Auburndale. Definitely been to Florida. It's an old FF8 jacket. Future Farmers of America. My dad's got one, although his says Indiana. And they have Valentine's Day stuff in here. Look at that. Some gifts for you. How about a little doggy in the bag? Some lip balm. Some elderberry. Black Farms elderberry. Alright, I'm going to sign the guest book. They were selling fresh eggs in here. And they said there is the channel, or I'm sorry, the store has a YouTube channel. Today is the 12th, I think. Got it. What an experience. Roadside Americana. You guys know I go to a lot of places like this. That right there is rare. A family-owned and operated general store for over 100 years, still selling burgers, food, trinkets, local arts and crafts, and still burning firewood in the heater that probably heated their great-grandparents. That is unheard of. Americana. That's why I like to go out on these adventures. You never know what you might find. You might find a Coke. So check out the RM Brooks YouTube channel. I think you can just search it, and they said their page will come up on YouTube. They do like, I'll do some videos. I do some videos. Golf. So quiet. I like this place. This is one of my favorite parts of Tennessee I've visited so far. And I'm only an hour away from where my grandparents were born. About an hour and 15 minutes or so. And just a little further down from the store, there's the entrance to that Victorian bed and breakfast right there. Here's the welcome sign into historic Rugby from this side of town. 1880s British American village. That was cool. A very unique experiencing it for the first time, as there was basically absolutely no one walking around. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you guys. Did you like it? I hope you did. Please give it a thumbs up, subscribe below, and come on back. As I always say, there's much ahead. Thanks for watching. Always a pleasure having you. And I'll see you next time, or as Adam would say, see you in the next video. The vlog is over. It's been a beautiful day. Know you're awesome, know you're loved, and no matter who you are, and no matter what you're going through, just know that there's always much ahead. Be good to each other. Stay safe out there. See you next time.